This is just filming that there are 3 people here. Geez Louise. We have a Claudia, a Glass Rose, and an Angela Brown. They are here in the Zoom meeting. I can give you the link, Mr. Smith, when we're done here. Okay. All right. So, you're driving home through a heavy storm. The clouds are big and gray and bulging, and they've covered up the once blue sky. As you start to pull into the driveway, you notice that the rain has turned into a drizzle. And then as you get out the car, you see a little speck of color, and you realize it's a rainbow. You turn around, and it's 2. It's a double rainbow. And you think, wow, it's actually going to be a beautiful day today. There are colors all around us every day, impacting our lives in some way. My name is Susan Mortensen, and I'm going to be sharing with you evidence that proves colors can impact our lives. There was a man by the name of Walter Baumgartner in 1929. He was the vice president of the Montgomery Ward and Company. It was an old retail store. Everything people wear, everything they use, everything they surround themselves must have color. So people knew we need this color in our lives. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is how does it affect our performance. We're going to talk about how does it affect your performance, how does it affect your cognition, and how does it affect your emotions. There was a study during World War I by a man named Sheehan in 1932. He was a professor of surgery, and he turned the operating theater into something completely different than the white walls and the bright lights. That was the standard for hospitals: white walls, white floors, white ceilings, and bright lights. He decided to put blue and yellow and green bands and paint the floors green and put a yellow filter over the lights, and it really made a difference on the surgeons. They weren't seeing the red after image like they were when they had the white walls and everything, and they were able to perform longer, do more procedures, and they weren't as tired. And if you look around today, you will see that doctors and nurses wear the greenish bluish scrubs. They did that as well. The next thing we're going to be talking about is how does it affect our cognition. And when I say that, I mean our memory and our response. So there were 2 guys, Farley and Grant. They did a study in 1975 where they took tests and printed them on colored paper with colored text, and they also used white paper with black text. And the test results turned out higher with the papers that were colored. Another study that was done was by a person with the last name Pan. I cannot pronounce the first name. In 2012, they asked participants to look at different shapes and colors. So they had 2 shapes with different colors and 2 colors with different shapes. And when they were asked to remember what they could remember, the high percentage was the color. They remembered the color first, and they remembered it fast. So the idea is that the longer you're focusing on something, the higher the chances that it will be in your long-term memory. And we focus on colors. Colors grab our attention. Okay, the other thing I'm going to be talking about, the last thing, will be our emotions. Can that affect us as well? Well, there was a huge study in 2020. It had 4,598 participants. It was over 30 different countries in 6 different continents. And they sent a questionnaire out to all these folks asking them to associate 20 feelings to 12 different color terms. And on average, they averaged everything up. Pink, black, yellow, and red had a 50% or higher average when it came to they all associated the same emotion to the color. Red had the highest, which was 68%. Red was the only color that people had a positive feeling towards and a negative feeling towards. Black was associated with sadness. Pink was associated with love. Yellow was associated with joy. And all the other colors had a lower percentage. But what it stated was that there's a universal sense of association with emotions and colors. And maybe that would be a way that we can communicate with other cultures. This was done by a large group. I could not pronounce their name, but they posted an article in Psychological Science in 2020. So, that said, I've been trying to give you evidence to show, hey, color can really affect our lives. And it can affect our cognition, how we think, and how quickly we respond if we remember things. It can affect our performance, and it can affect our emotions. Whatever you choose to do with it is up to you, but the next time you're feeling down or sad, maybe you get a yellow cozy blanket. Maybe that'll make you feel happy, or go into a green field full of yellow flowers and the blue sky. Whatever it is, I hope this information has given you a little insight on how colors can affect us, and maybe you'll use it in your day-to-day lives as well. Thanks, guys.